Today is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. This year, the annual holiday falls just 2 days before another historic day when the first black woman is sworn in as Vice President of the United States. In light of this accomplishment and other events in the last year, does today hold more significance? Joining me live is Professor Jacoby Williams. He's Professor of African American Studies at Indiana University. Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's early. You're in Dallas, so thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you all for having me.
Absolutely. Well, after the year that was 2020, in some ways it feels like it's just carrying over. But leading up to Kamala Harris being sworn in on Wednesday, just 2 days away, do you think the holiday, today's holiday, holds any more significance in 2021?
Well, America accomplished a milestone with the 8-year presidency of Barack Obama. And America hit another milestone on Wednesday when Kamala Harris is sworn in into office as the first black woman, the first South Asian, first biracial, and recent immigrant representative of American citizenship. So yes, I think it holds a bit of significance.
A lot of people say the recent Capitol riots reflect healing that the nation still needs to do, that we've got a lot of work yet in certain areas. What do you say about that when we're talking about race relations?
Well, there is as much racial and political polarization today as it was during King's activist years. So the nation will not have a genuine healing process until we fundamentally and unequivocally eradicate the ideology and vestiges of white supremacists who today, like during the King's years, operate as domestic terrorists, some supported by elected officials and some law enforcement officers.
What do you think Dr. King would say about current times, good and bad?
Well, today is almost mirror image of 1965. King gave a speech on July 4th, 1965, entitled "The American Dream," which again resonates with today, particularly the way in which I think he would have supported the movement for Black Lives and many of the protests that took place then. He stated, and I quote, "The American dream reminds us that every man is an heir of a legacy of worthfulness. But now more than ever, America is challenged to realize this noble dream for the shape of the world today does not permit us the luxury of an anemic democracy. So every person of goodwill in this nation is called upon to work passionately and unrelentingly to realize the American dream. And persons who are working to do this are not dangerous agitators. They're not dangerous rabble rousers. They are persons working to save the soul of America." And so I think that's how he will adequately respond to the move for Black Lives and how we together can move forward if we see everyone in that sense of worthfulness.
And speaking of moving forward, how do we do that even at the individual level? And from there, it can grow into a community level and then maybe as a nation. But how do we start within ourselves to further his cause?
Well, King was a champion of love. He used quite oftenly the Greek word agape. And he used it again in that American Dream speech where he articulated agape as the understanding and creative redemptive goodwill of all men. When one rises to the love of this level, he says, quote, he loves men not because he likes them, not because their ways appeal to him, but he loves every man because God loves him. And he rises to a point of loving the person who does the evil deed while hating the deed that the person does. So I believe that this type of expression of love can guide us through this period of transition.
Always keep that in your mind. Professor Jacoby Williams, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for your time.